Well, it's time, huh? Finally, I joke around with the staff and the defense. It's like we've been here 6 years together, which is a good thing, But we're ready to start this thing and kick it off. I was real happy with training camp. I like where we're at as a defense, and we're just all ready to go. And I tell you what, you get up every morning, you see that skyline over there, and you know you're in the greatest city in the world and the greatest place to be to work at. And I'm just fired up to actually get into some real games.
When people talk about Tennessee, they speak a lot about Derrick Henry. I mean, how much does Tannehill contribute to that offense? Well,
first of all, there's a reason why they call Derrick Henry the king, because he's on the Iron Throne for all you Game of Thrones fans. They just gave him a raise. I think he's the highest paid running back, and I still don't think they gave him enough. But Tannehill, okay, what he does is, and what they do is they play to their strengths. And he's a very good, maybe one of the best play-action quarterbacks in the league today. And that's just how everything fits together. I have tons of respect for Coach Dowling and Braves, and they know who they are going into it, and Tannehill can run that offense like no other.
You mentioned the king. You've obviously been in situations where you've put your defense on the field against him.
Thanks for reminding me.
I'm sure you've followed those films.
No, we have. Yeah.
But just in terms of the approach, do you have to approach a back like that differently because of the way he plays? And it's not just one cut and go. He's a physical guy.
He's a physical guy, and it could be one cut and go, and he could be with whatever he wants it to be at certain times. And he's just a very talented back. I always get caught in comparing people and everything else, but he's like our modern day Jim Brown, I think. That he's just that much different when he has the ball in his hands. So it's a challenge every time he touches it.
Wait, why was Blake Martinez not a good fit for your defense?
No one said he wasn't a good fit for our defense, but I just going to go with what Brian said. There's tough personnel decisions that have to be made. When you're building a roster, and I think he and Joe have done a great job. I'm really excited about the guys we have in the room, and I wish Blake nothing but the best.
How much input do you have on personnel?
I mean, they'll ask questions, but it's not like I sit in those meetings. They're going to ask questions, yeah, of course. But it's not like I sit in the meetings, the final decision meetings.
Why change middle linebackers? I mean, he was your starter. He was running with your first team defense. Like, how hard is that to do that at this point, to have to make that change?
Well, I think that you look at it a bunch of different ways. I think just in layman's terms, if you change out your Mike linebacker, that's hard on your defense. But if you look at us schematically, like the Jets, we played 4 inside linebackers in that game. On third down, and schematically, we put the players that we think are best and what they do best, positions that we can on the field. So there'll be some games where, we don't play with any inside linebackers when you see some of the packages we have. There'll be some games where, we have Julian Love down there playing linebacker, which I think Feliciano talked about, coming from the spring. So I'm really excited about that room. We got two great coaches in there, with John Agarugu and Kevin Wilkins. I know we're a lot younger, and I'm excited to see what they do come Sunday.
Was that unexpected on Thursday, given that you guys kept him on Tuesday?
No, I mean I don't expect anything. It just, you get here to work and you say, okay, here we go. And it's been like that. There's a lot of different guys besides that you could say that about, that have been here and come and gone. So it's tough making those decisions. And I think that we can all say I do this and I do that and I do this until you have to make that decision. And then it makes it a little bit tougher when you have to be the one to make that decision.
Wink, if you don't have Kayvon and Aziz available, which very likely could not, what's your confidence level in the other guys behind them, specifically a guy like Jimenez?
Yeah, I can't say it enough about how much I love the room, the players in that room that we have, because all they've done is come here and work, and they're good people, and they're good teammates, and they're selfless. as far as the other two guys, I know that they're working as hard as they can to get back, and Dave talks about all the injuries and everything else. So I just we'll have a plan, you know. But I know Custard had one too. But so we'll see what happens.
Is O'Shane, does he show, you know?
Oh yeah. I love O'Shane and what he's done, and he's getting better every day.
Wink, how much is your goal to have this defense really replicate what your great Ravens defenses did, to have it in that image?
I think that that's a good question. Every year's different. Every team's different. And as you could see that through even back when we were at Baltimore. But, you know, just for example, like, you know, we were able to get Tony Jefferson here, who was part of the -- 1 defense. And that helps. It's a culture, you know, of defense. And, you know, I've said before, and I've said it to the defense, so I'll share it with you all. There's one thing I'll guarantee you, okay? Don't know how good we're going to be, but we are going to run to the football, and we're going to tackle people. And if we start with that, you got a shot. And I can't wait. I'm really excited about it. All the different pieces that we've had come in and out of here, and you know, you see what they're doing at the bottom end of the roster. There's some guys I got to go introduce myself to them in the stretch line. So that's a different challenge than what I've been in, but it's fun. You know, I'm excited about it.
Given
How
that,
did you ultimately take this job with Brian? What have you learned about him that made you different over the decision?
I didn't know Brian real well, except how good of a guy he was, you know, like when you're around him in coaching deals, you know, the combine or whatever. But I love the fact how competitive he is. You know, we have a lot of similarities that way. And I hope he would say the same to you, but it's been a fun journey so far.
When you've talked about all the guys coming and going here, and in the past you've talked about Jerome Henderson being, in your words, one of the best defensive backs coaches in the league.
Without a doubt.
Can you talk about why you feel that way?
I think he's a great communicator. I sit there and watch his drills, and his drills carry over to practice. You know, some guys just do drills that they've always done, and you never see it carry over to practice. Everything he does, if he sees a weakness in a player, he corrects it, and he has a drill to fix it. And schematically, he has some great ideas back in the back end with coverage. And I'm just really excited about being able to see this thing grow, this relationship grow.
And you feel like he's the right guy?
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt. No question.
Wait, you were in the same place with the same head coach for a decade. You come here. What has the transition been like to get acclimated to having a new head coach? And obviously, everything's new.
I think, you know, coaching, especially as long as a lot of us have, you know, just like the players, you like you like regiment and your schedule, you know, and it's just the hardest part is just doing different schedules, you know what I mean, of a different group. Because for 10 years, I knew on Tuesday, November 22nd or whatever, I knew what I was doing, and you know that the unknowing at times gets a little stressful. But that'd be the biggest thing.
you mentioned.
But we'll get into that. We'll get into that. You know, our regular schedule now that we got the season started.
You mentioned, you know, still meeting some guys now. You're in the first year of a scheme. What is realistic expectation for this group? I don't think the outside expectation, oh, this is going to be a top 5 defense. This is going to be the #1 defense. What, for you, is the expectation in year 1?
Well, I mean, I think that's why we kick it off. If I didn't think that we could be the best defense, I wouldn't have taken this job. I mean, realistically, I don't know what realistically is. You know, you just don't know the series of events that are going to happen each game, and you know what situations you'll be put in, and what situations you can get out. You know, all those different things of calling a defense. But like I said, I am very excited about the group that we have in that room, and they're a bunch of selfless, good people, hard-playing football players, and they're going to be fun to watch. And that's the biggest thing. Is it'll be the first time we have all the ones actually together to play and get into that rhythm that I've been talking about all preseason. So that's exciting to me. That's why we do it.